Optimism is assuming the best outcome is possible. Pessimism assumes the worst outcome is inevitable. These two different types of people view life entirely differently. However, there is little doubt that optimists are happier, healthier, and more success in all aspects of their lives. A little optimism goes a long way. Many people believe that one's past determines one's level of optimism or pessimism. To a certain extent, that's true. Children raised to think positively are far more likely to remain optimists than children raised with negativism. However, as adults, we always have choices. Whether we spend our time making lemonade out of lemons or complain about the shortage of lemons is always choice. While optimists see possibilities, pessimists see problems. Pessimism is a mindset that we can change. This will happen when we want more out of life and when we believe we can achieve it. While negative thoughts keep us focused on roadblocks and reasons not to act, optimism and positive thinking open our mind to new opportunities. It fills us with the belief that life can provide us with more. Optimists don't expect guarantees, but they're willing to risk roadblocks and failure for the chance at success. They see every reason why they should try for happiness. It's this belief and mindset that determines the quality of their lives, not their ability, luck, or fate. Optimists never see themselves as victims of circumstances. They understand things can go wrong at any time, but they also know how many good opportunities are possible. So they learn to deal with obstacles and reach their goals and dreams. For optimists, obstacles are lessons to be learned on the road to success. Optimists feel in control of their lives, while pessimists are certain that life controls them. Everyone can become more optimistic, happier, and more successful. All you have to do is expect more out of life and realize that more is possible. Expectations have a way of being self-fulfilling. Those who view the glass as half full have an excellent chance of enjoying a life of abundance because that's their expectation of life. Pessimists who see the glass as half empty may spend a lifetime suffering from thirst. This video course attempts to explain the mindset and benefits of optimism and how to increase positive thinking for a better life. Regardless of your circumstances, you can make positive changes that lead to greater success. The way you think determines how you act, and your actions determine whether you are guided by optimism or negativism. In this video, we'll talk about what is optimism. We all have a vague idea that optimism is good, seeing the glass as half full and making lemonade from lemons. Optimists see success as their right. It's there if they're willing to work for it. Many people, however, believe it's some innate ability we're born with. Either you have it or you don't. Nothing could be further from the truth. While optimism can be partially genetic, if you were raised in an optimistic family, the odds are you will have that trait. It can also be learned. Optimism is a mindset that believes in the possibility of a good outcome. Equally as important, it understands that there are hurdles along the way. Life is filled with the unexpected. No one gets everything he or she wants, and optimists don't expect it. However, they build the type of resilience that encourages them to keep trying. Optimists are not guided by failure. There may be many rainy days, but if you wait, the sun will come out. If that glass of water gets spilled, it can always get refilled. That's how an optimist approaches life. He or she may stumble, but will always get back up. Research has found that being optimistic will enhance your quality of living and your health when compared to pessimists. It encourages flexible thinking, creativity, and greater problem-solving capability. All of that decreases stress and ensures a healthier body. Let's look at how optimists behave when compared to pessimists, because there is a significant difference. 1. Optimists know that they are responsible for their own life with all of its ups and downs. They don't depend on others to feel good, successful, or attractive. They are the masters of their own fate. To be clear, it's not necessary for an optimist to be overly successful or attractive. An optimist can be an unassuming person, living a simple life and extremely content with everything he or she has. To him or her, that is success. 2. Optimists associate with other optimists. The people you associate with impact your life in many ways. It's been said that we are the sum of the 5 people whom we associate with most. Optimists choose their friends wisely. Pessimists will, unfortunately, drag you down with their negative thinking. It's almost inevitable. Some people can complain about anything, the world in general, the job, a meal at a restaurant, a movie, the list doesn't end. This attitude invariably runs off on others and is best avoided if you are an optimist. And if success is your goal, know that the number one trait of successful people is positive thinking. A positive outlook is the sure way to get through hard times. While you can't avoid everyone, it's best to surround yourself with as much optimism as possible. Look for people who share your mindset. 3. Optimism can uncover and reveal opportunities. Both optimists and pessimists see problems for the logical reason that life is filled with them. The difference is a pessimist uses the problems as an excuse to do nothing, while the optimist sees them as an opportunity. Let's say John and Jane want to start their own business, which will take $10,000 of capital. John thinks, I don't have that kind of money. What's the use? Jane thinks, okay, what should I do to get an extra $10,000? Jane, the optimist, sees an opportunity for some creative problem solving. She sees possibilities where John sees roadblocks. It's not difficult to guess which of these two will be more successful. 4. Optimists call for self-confidence, something we will explore in greater detail in a different chapter. Optimists are confident enough not to be guided by the opinions of others. It's clear to them that they will never please everyone, so they don't try. They rely on their own judgment. If they make mistakes, they take the responsibility of correcting them. 5. To take the foregoing point a step further, optimists don't indulge in blaming others when things go wrong. They leave the complaining to pessimists. Optimists are mainly concerned with understanding what happened and how to improve it next time. To iterate an important point, optimism seeks solutions, not excuses. 6. Gratitude is an important component of optimism. This grateful attitude allows optimists to see the good things in life and hope for even better. A pessimist will complain about his job, while the optimist will be grateful to be working. It's the optimist's attitude that will make it easier for him or her to seek something better. 7. Optimism is never ruled by anger. Life can be very unfair, and pessimists will make a point to list each and every instance. Your family may be impossible, other people may be more successful, and your sibling may be more beautiful and drive a better car. There's a lot about which to be angry. But what does it solve? Anger fuels non-action and complacency like few other emotions. Optimists move beyond and attempt to create change instead of indulging in complaining and anger. Optimism, as already stated, is fueled by what we do have, not what we lack. The optimist sees clean water, safe housing, a beautiful garden, food, and innovation as something to be grateful for. We have more than any other generation in history, yet pessimists still find reasons to complain. Some hold on to their anger as if it were a lifeline. Optimists understand that anger acts like a chain, making it impossible to move forward. Positive thinking is a choice. So is holding on to negativity. 8. You may think that optimists expect life to be easy. It would make sense, but the exact opposite is true. An optimist knows how difficult and unfair life can be. As a result, he or she is mentally prepared. They develop the resilience that lets them cope with adversity instead of wallowing in it. They know they won't get every job, every romantic partner, every wish fulfilled, so adversity doesn't stop them from moving ahead and trying again. An optimist plays the odds. He or she knows eventually success will happen. It's that willingness never to give up that separates the optimist from the rest. It's the very essence of optimism. Psychologists agree that it's virtually impossible to be successful without optimism. One of the reasons is that optimists will work harder for years if necessary to achieve their dream. Only someone who is certain of a positive outcome would be willing to put in such an effort, regardless of how many roadblocks he or she encounters. He or she never loses sight of what may be possible at the end of the road. Optimists see the rainbow at the end, not the rain along the way. It's impossible to be optimistic without positive thinking, but there's a small yet important difference. The positive thinker says, I think I can. The optimist says, I will. They're both driven, but the optimist's engine is slightly more enhanced. That's the reason the optimist is willing to put in years of effort without giving up. He or she is usually guided by a deep hunger or passion for success, whether personal or professional. They know exactly what they want out of life. Not striving towards a goal is simply not an option for the optimist.
Are you interested in personal development? Subscribe now to this channel. The team here brings you new videos on issues such as online marketing, Microsoft Office, Adobe, internet security, design, photography, and web development. All videos are made by Internet Marketing Europe. Subscribing is free. You can subscribe by pressing the button below.